Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us on the Nikki Maduro Show. I am Nikki Maduro, and Kim McAllister is in paradise right now on a much-deserved vacation. So thank you all for being here. I do have my cocktail. My cocktail and news is always on tap. So she is probably, they're 3 hours behind us. So it's 2:00 in the afternoon right now in Hawaii. I would hope that on this occasion, Kim McAllister will be raising her glass and having a cocktail with us in spirit. I do see all of you taking bets on whether or not she will pop in. Some are saying I should Zoom her. Well, that would interfere with the bet. I'm like Kalshi here. You know what I mean? I got to keep things as even as possible, as if they are. But no, Kim's on vacation. If she wants to pop in, she absolutely knows how to do so. So aloha, Kim. I hope you're having a fabulous time. And yeah, we'll see if she pops in. But I you know what? I hope she doesn't. She's on vacation, people. Come on now. As always, you guys hit that like and subscribe and hit that thumbs up if you enjoy the show. We are 100% crowdfunded. So if you could support the show in any way, all the ways to do so are in the show notes. Patreon, PayPal. We love PayPal. All the ways you could support us. Plus, of course, the super chat and super stickers are always live. So if you want to donate during the show, please do. And I will read your comment live on air. And look who brings in the first donation, Harry with $5. Thank you, Harry. Let's get the party started. One sip for every Trump lie. I won't be driving anywhere. Yeah, you can't. So cheers to you, Harry. Thank you again for the donation and always starting us off. So Harry, of course, if you don't know, is mentioning tonight's prime time address. Did anyone do a collective yawn at hearing Donald Trump say it's going to be a big announcement? A big announcement? Let me see. Let's just guess what he's going to be bitching and moaning about. So he puts out this thing on Truth Social, thanks. It's going to be a very big announcement. Thursday, it doesn't get any bigger because without free and fair elections, you don't have a country. We'll be discussing other things too. What else could be happening around the world? But it's going to be a very big announcement, he says. His senior advisor told Axios it'll be a potpourri, adding that Iran is something the president wants to address. Now, of course, strikes have resumed in Iran. We are at war. Gas prices, I don't know in your neck of the woods, but they started to go down a little bit here in San Jose, where I am. They're heading back up, obviously. He has no handle on this. He's going to feed us a load of BS. Harry, I would not advise drinking every single time he lies because he's going to be lying. If his lips are moving, he is lying. So this is a good point by Sal. None of the networks are covering it live. I know NBC and ABC have said they're gonna show it online. Which, let me ask you this, and let me know in the comments. Most people watch stuff online. We have this conversation all the time. Like terrestrial television, who gives a shit, right? Like, who's watching ABC live? A lot of people, I would say, or CNN. He's saying CNN is not either, which doesn't surprise me. I have my tab open to Fox News. If I happen to remember, we may dip in just for the beginning and only the beginning. And I know we don't want to hear the liar in chief's voice, but just to hear it again, right? Let me guess. I bet he's going to say something to the effect of, we have the evidence. We'll be releasing it in a few days, right? Promoting the SAVE Act, right? The SAVE Act, where you need all of these rules that we didn't have before because he insists that it was, there was a reason why he lost the election. He can't get over it. He just can't possibly get over it. Here's his own guy being a Republican, Tom Massey, who has been a critic of President Trump, talking on this exact thing. Like, how many times do we need to have the same conversation about an election that was 6 effing years ago? It was 6 years ago, and he's still talking about it as if people care. So here we go. Here is Tom Massey, again, Republican, talking about it.
I think it's ironic that we control the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and the White House, and we're yelling election fraud. I mean, we won all the damn elections. And we're in charge, and what are we doing with it? We're bankrupting the country. We're starting new wars. We're violating the Constitution. We're not cracking down on the fraud. The problem is not the elections. We won the damn elections. The problem is we're wasting our opportunity that the voters gave us. Mm-hmm. And the Republicans are going to pay for that in November. It'll be an absolute shellacking.
I hope, Thomas Massey, that it is a total shellacking. I absolutely do. Now here's John Ossoff, who, by the way, is so good. I mean, now you guys know I'm a Pete Buttigieg fan. You know. I want Pete Buttigieg as president. John Ossoff, though, he's looking a little presidential lately. But here he is also addressing tonight's speech by the president. And he's just like, he's saying the same stuff I am. It's just like, it's going to be the same old yawn speech we've always heard. Here he is.
To the president's anticipated address this evening. Here's what's going to happen tonight. The world's most famous sore loser will deliver a primetime presidential sour grapes address to pursue his 6-year-old grievances about the 2020 election, while his war in the Middle East spirals out of control and the cost of living continues to rise for Americans across the country. I expect the president to reheat debunked conspiracy theories about the repeatedly litigated and audited and confirmed 2020 presidential election in Georgia, an election that Donald Trump lost. And let me be very clear about this. If the president declares Georgia's elections illegitimate, or if the president declares Georgia's sitting United States senators illegitimate, he is declaring Georgia voters illegitimate. It's Donald Trump who tried to defraud Georgia voters in that election. Donald Trump who tried to commit election fraud when he called Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, and it was caught on tape, and you should play the tape for your viewers today, and badgered and bullied Georgia's top election official to, quote, find him the votes that he needed to win in a state where he had lost. Thank you again all so much.
He's absolutely right. I mean, we've all heard the video of Raffensperger talking about that. I just need to find all these votes. He just needs to find them for Trump. And he didn't. There is not ever in the history of America an election that has been more poured over and scrutinized with a fine-tooth comb than the 2020 election. It's over, dude. Like, let it go. And the fact that he won again still boggles my mind, but that it's just not enough. It just goes to show you how thin-skinned and childish Donald Trump is. I think it was Sal talking, Ossoff stare when he was talking to Clayton at the hearing was brutal. I'm going to play it for you. Again, looking a little presidential. Because it's absolutely true. He was talking with, Trump's DNI pick. I was brain farting. Jay Clayton. And this is the thing that drives me crazy about some Republicans, a lot of Republicans. And then, of course, those that are sitting for a hearing to get picked for a job, they have to carry the lie, the obvious lie. And I would love to know, and honestly, there has to be something that's being said where they're being told explicitly, do not say that Trump lost the election. Those words cannot be said. You cannot say the words Joe Biden won the election. Winning and losing. Those are the words I truly believe Republicans and nominees for positions are told they cannot say. Here is John Ossoff being interviewed for the DNI position. It's brutal. It's brutal.
Sir, no. Did the president of the United States pardon a convicted narco trafficker?
Yes.
Who won the 2020 election?
I'm not going to do this with you.
This is a job interview. We've established that you have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee. Yes, you do have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee.
Yes.
Who won the 2020 election?
Like I said, I'm not going to get into that with you.
It's a question.
But you do have an obligation to be honest and forthright with the committee.
Is anything that I just said not honest or forthright?
Yes, you're not being honest or forthright. Who won the 2020
I think I've answered
election?
the question. We can keep doing this.
Well, we're going to keep doing it because you're not being honest and
No,
forthright.
I'm
with
not
the
going to
committee.
engage in the theater.
It's not theater, dude.
It's a simple question,
Thank you.
Mr. Clayton.
And I've answered
Who
it.
won the 2020 presidential election?
I've answered it.
You're here asking for the support of senators to lead America's intelligence community. We've established that you have an obligation to be honest and forthright with this committee and with the American public, but you refuse to answer a simple matter of fact about the 2020 election. Is that right?
No, that's not right.
Then answer the question. Who won the
I have
2020 election?
I have answered the question.
Answer it. What is your answer?
I've given you my
Say
answer.
the word one.
What is your answer?
The stunned to
You
silence.
refuse to answer a basic question about who won a presidential election,
No,
but you asked to lead America's intelligence community.
Mhm.
Isn't it humiliating to be
Yes.
unable to answer this question, to have to indulge
Mhm.
the president's delusions? We know, you know, everybody in this room knows the truthful answer to that question. Why can you not give it?
I think I gave you the answer.
He's so it's disgusting to watch. And Ossoff was so right. Isn't it humiliating? Don't you feel embarrassed? Like everybody knows, just say it. And that's why I'm thinking there has to be this machine of messaging. Threats. I'll just say it straight up, threats to something that matters to each and every one of these people. Because I hope and pray that it's not just ambition that is keeping these people from saying it. I would hope and pray that they have put your lives in danger. And that's why you are humiliating yourself on the national stage. Because what other reason would it be? Just say it. Joe Biden won the election. He did say this. I don't have the clip because I'm done with the argument, but he did say during the roughly 2-hour hearing, he declined to answer who won the election. Remember, he won't say that word. Instead saying, I am not an election denier. Joe Biden was certified. Is that the same in your opinion? Is that the same? Is it the same to say Joe Biden won the 2020 election versus I'm not an election denier, Joe Biden was certified? Do you know the mountain of space in that statement? Joe Biden was certified. For people, still drinking that Trump Kool-Aid to be, but they were, the certification was full. You've heard the story for the past 6 friggin' years. It is so upsetting that we're still here. It is so upsetting that we just have somebody as commander-in-chief who lives in Never Never Land and then proudly brings others on that stupid island. Maud, thank you so much for the $25 donation. Yep, going solo today. Right on, Righteous Nikki. Thank you so much for the $25 donation. It's absolutely insane that Donald Trump has been able to convince so many Americans to still regurgitate an obvious lie. And he's going to do it again tonight. But my question is, as gas prices are rising, as the Iran war continues, as everything seems to go at hell in a handbasket, how much bandwidth do you really think people have to hear the same lie again from the same sad man? I would hope and pray that at some point the American people are like, click, even though it doesn't even matter, because we've been in this delusion for so long. We've watched it from the outside. It doesn't matter how many people watch, right? It doesn't matter how many people watch the address or don't watch the address. It will be the most watched presidential address ever. Like, we know he's going to say that. We know he's going to say that. And I feel like I'm Fahrenheit 451. Like, I just feel like we know what's happening to the American people. We know it. We know that this administration is dangerous with the way they are able to convince people to hold on to nonsense, to not believe what they see and they hear with their own eyes and ears. We know what's going on. We see it happening like a slow-moving wreck. And yet it persists because we have the most ineffectual Congress ever. Ever. They do nothing to hold this lunatic. He's out of his effing mind. Out of his mind. He doesn't live in planet reality. And yet every day he wakes up and he's still president of the United States. Hey, dog, can you stop? Thank you. So I'm so frustrated. But again, we will dip in because while on one hand, I don't want to listen to him speak. On the other hand, I do want to just have that initial giggle because I just know what's going to happen, right? I just know what's going to happen. Similar to this giggle, there is a group called the Secret Handshake Committee. Have you guys seen this? That have put on the National Mall something absolutely hilarious. Here's a little bit of a news report. Let's make sure the volume's up because that would help about it.
Arcade.
Oh, darn it. It already played. Okay. Well, if you haven't heard, there is on the National Mall a gigantic gold statue, trophy. And basically it's a participation trophy, and it's obviously tongue in cheek, to give it to Donald Trump in an attempt to de-escalate the ongoing Iran conflict through positive reinforcement. And on this participation trophy, it urges others to hand over their participation trophy and give it to Donald Trump. It is absolutely hilarious. It's also very sad that this is something that honestly some people had to double check was true or not. Like, honestly, people, if you saw it on social media, were like, oh my God, I can't believe that he wants this participation trophy. They actually thought, okay, here he is. I got it again here. It's so funny. I want you guys to see it because it's so huge if you haven't seen it yet. And some people thought it was real, that it wasn't tongue in cheek. All right, let's turn up the volume. Here we go. There it is. It says, we hereby award President Donald Trump this participation trophy for his enthusiastic involvement in the Iran war. While some concern themselves with military strategy, diplomacy, or measurable outcomes, President Trump demonstrated the courage to participate regardless of the final score. As the recipient of this prestigious award, President Trump joins the ranks of children everywhere who received recognition for simply showing up. We join you in celebrating this remarkable achievement. With honor, the Secret Handshake Prize Committee. It is hilarious. Oh. Okay, hold on. I didn't even show you guys the actual picture. Here it is, because I never shared my screen. Here we go. Now there's the picture. There you go.
National Mall, you might notice this new display. It is a 10-foot tall gold trophy. A plaque sitting at its base calls it President Trump's Iran
Look how
War
big it is, though.
Participation
And look at all the other
Trophy.
trophies.
The installation thanks the president for, quote, enthusiastic involvement in the Iran war. The group behind the trophy is called the Secret Handshake. They've made several installations critical of the Trump administration before, including the Trump-Epstein friendship statue and an Iran war-themed arcade.
I saw one video where there was this older couple and they're sitting there and they're reading all the participation trophies as if it was serious. As if, and you know what? I bet Donald Trump loves it. I bet he's gonna collect every single one of them and hang them up on his wall. Be the closest he ever gets to having actual something to be proud of. It's the Iran war that we're in. We're in the same place we have been when we've been talking about this. He keeps saying it's ending, that there's a ceasefire, and then something happens. There, just like that participation trophy said, no measurable results or outcomes or plan. People are dying because Donald Trump screwed up and will not, just like the election, ever admit it. Thomas Massie, who we heard from before, Republican, has put, revived that effort to do what many people are calling straight up treason if you support. And that, of course, would be to literally merge our military with Israel. This is insane. I want to play you this interview with Benjamin Netanyahu. He was on Fox. And so many people are praising the female anchor in the middle for her final question. And I call BS, because that is like literally burying the lead or the best question about this whole thing. So no, I'm not giving her any praise. It's an obvious question, but one that you aren't actually pressing him about. So here again, this is Fox News's interview with Benjamin Netanyahu.
Aid down to zero?
Yes, it's military aid, actually. We were talking about beginning it this year and going for 10 years, but we might shorten it. And that was something, by the way, that I did when I was first elected and came to Congress. We had financial, not military support, but financial aid to Israel. And I said on my first speech before the joint session of Congress that we're going to bring it down to zero. And we did that in 10 years. Every year went down until it finally disappeared. We could talk about that model. We're talking about that with the administration right now.
Well, Prime Minister, will that drawing down of foreign aid from the United States to Israel be compensated by the proposal to have a merging of some sort between our Pentagon and your military?
Listen to this.
Yeah, I'm calling it from aid to partnership. So we take away the money that is given to Israel, which is one part, but the other part is we co-invest in equal measures in the new technologies that are needed to give our military and your military the advantage. So there are some unbelievable projects. So we
already underway,
invest
probably
jointly and take the fruits equally.
No,
you move from aid to partnership, and I think that represents what Israel is. And remember, the other thing is that we share with America unbelievable intelligence to save American life. General Keegan has said that when he was working in American intelligence, what Israel was giving the United States was worth, he said, 5 CIAs. Now,
what the hell?
I'm not trying to be mathematically exact, but Israel's contributions to America's defense are important. Our technology is incredible. And since yours is incredible too, and you're the great champion of liberty and free markets, I think the meshing of our two great countries of talent would strengthen America's position, competitive position, both in the economic marketplace and in the military battlefield in many important ways. So that's the idea. The idea is to take away.
Now listen to her final question. It's ridiculous.
And move it into, bilateral investments for common benefit.
It certainly brings up some issues of sovereignty, but we'll have to work that out later.
It brings up issues of sovereignty, but we'll have to get to that later. That is the whole effing point, lady. In what world does the United States military partner up with another country and share intelligence? In what world is that a good idea? It is absolutely insane. Congressman Massie introduced an amendment to remove from the National Defense Authorization Act this idea of expanding military technology cooperation between the U.S. and Israel. 50 Republican senators voted, though. 50 senators, Republican senators voted to advance that with the section included. The final vote was 50 to 46, obviously falling short of the 60 needed. treasonous. We do not partner up through money, aid, and intelligence with other countries. Period. It's our United States military. And by attempting to enshrine this in law, it gives us no out. Like, it's literally giving a green light to anything that Israel does. It's insane. It's literally one of the worst ideas amongst many. And I just can't believe that this president, well, I mean, I can, would think it was a good idea. And I believe we already are doing it. I don't trust Trump at all to keep our secrets. So yeah, that's what our commander-in-chief thinks is a good idea. This right here, I had to laugh at, speaking of military. This is what our Secretary of War thinks is a good idea. He is so, Pete Hegseth is who I'm talking about. You know those guys, and I'm totally being stereotypical here. It's a stereotype. But you know, like people that drive massive trucks with big tires, and they always say, "Oh, they're overcompensating for something." I feel like Pete is the walking embodiment of that. Like, what are you trying to prove? Why do you act and say and do the things that you do if you're just not overcompensating for something lacking within you? Here is our Secretary of War talking about their high T Department of War.
At the Department of War, we have the most elite warriors on the face of the earth. Every single day, you are pushed to your absolute physical and mental limits to master the profession of arms. We demand your all, and you give it. But while we invest heavily in our weapon systems, platforms, and gear, our most decisive tactical advantage will always be the individual warfighter.
Oh, this is hilarious.
We have a sacred duty to maintain that advantage, which is why we must constantly look for new ways to optimize your performance, your resilience, and your long-term health. And to
ED
meet
pills.
that commitment today, I'm authorizing a new screening program for testosterone deficiency
Oh my God.
for our service members, ensuring you have the right testosterone levels to operate at your absolute best. Because it's well-established science that as we age, testosterone levels often naturally drop. Under the supervision of our world-class medical professionals, warfighters age 30 and older are going to be
30.
tested annually as part of their periodic health assessment. It's a health assessment that happens every year. We're just adding this test. Those under 30 can voluntarily choose to get the test as well. If treatment is recommended, it's entirely your choice
Sure.
to receive testosterone replacement therapy.
Bullshit. You know how many rules that they have. Absolute bullshit, but go ahead. Don't you feel like at the end of this, he's going to be like, and you can have Trump ED pills.
This initiative, it's not about artificial enhancement.
Right.
It's about restoring and optimizing your natural capability,
It's a commercial.
protecting your longevity, and ensuring you have the biological foundation required to sustain the fight.
Crazy.
We owe our warriors the absolute best medical care in the world, and this program delivers on that obligation. Taking care of your long-term health means ensuring you remain strong, resilient, and capable, not just for your next deployment, but for the rest of your life, so you can thrive long after you take off the uniform.
It is the most crazy idea, unnecessary. I don't want my tax dollars going to it. But wouldn't this, Pete, be considered gender affirming care? Wouldn't it? I mean, it seems to me that it's gender affirming care. And they smacked right into it. Now, testing testosterone levels and giving soldiers testosterone pills is such a stupid ass idea. As if I take testosterone, it's going to make me a stronger fighter, a better warrior, yada, 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 yada. He is that simple. He's absolutely that simple. Yeah, let's read some of your comments. Agent Kitty, gas station boner pills for everyone. It sounds like a commercial though, doesn't it? Like I expected him to be like, and there are no other pills we trust than Donald Trump high tea boner pills. Get yours today at your nearest gas station. Phineas, adding testosterone supplements will shrink their tiny penis more. Tammy has a good point. Obviously, Pete had his T levels checked and found out he was a few notches shy on the manly man scale. Probably. Declining testosterone is something that happens naturally in human beings. It does with age. They want to start at 30. I mean, your brain just a few years finished developing, right? Like, it's crazy. And I can imagine the conversation, can't you? Like a bunch of manly men who literally base and measure their manliness by their dick size and T levels. We're like, you know what? This will do it. This will make people want to join the military. It's absolutely insane. But again, it doesn't surprise me. Again, this is this administration. They think so simplistic. Why aren't people wanting to sign up for the military? Maybe we need to bring back the draft. Oh yeah, that's going to be a popular idea. Maybe it has to do with the fact that your commander-in-chief's an asshat and doesn't know what the hell he's doing and got us into another war when he said he wouldn't. And there's no feasible way out of this war that we can see. And gas prices keep going up and the list goes on and on and on. Not to mention that he is more, and I'm talking about the president now, more concerned with denying he lost an election, which he did, than handling the problem of high prices, gas prices, grocery prices. That housing bill passed because he didn't sign it. It just passed, thank God. And then ICE. I mean, the fact that that shooting in Maine is so freaking tragic and people are just devastated all over again. And not just the one in Maine. What? There's been like 2 deadly shootings that we know about. Trump flip-flopping. One time ICE says, okay, they're going to stop the traffic stops. And now Trump comes out yesterday and says, nope, ICE has to continue the traffic stops because basically they're the most, successful way of dealing with this influx. He says the tactic is one of the agency's most important and effective enforcement tools. Crime is way down in America, all caps. In many cases, this is Trump with numbers that haven't been seen in decades. We could actually figure that out, by the way. He says we must be strong, tough, and smart. We cannot give up one of ICE's most important and effective crime-fighting tools, the traffic stop. Once we do, we're playing right into the criminals' hands. The radical left Democrats would like to see this done, but it won't happen on my watch. ICE, be judicious, fair, and smart, and go back and do your very important job. These are ICE agents that were never trained properly, that were picked from God knows freaking where, and are basically, like a rabid animal saying, just take anybody you want. If it looks like it, take them. Lives be damned. Constitutional rights be damned. I just, the shooting of the Columbia National, it's so tragic. All of them are tragic. I'm not trying to put one above the other because it's not. But the fact that they try to continue to spin a narrative that just doesn't exist, the threat to agents, the harm these people are doing. They're just going to work. They're just trying to take care of their family. In many cases, they are allowed to be here. It's awful. It's awful. And we have, again, an ineffectual Congress that loves to yell and scream and condemn, like Susan Collins and others. Like Susan Collins, any good we ever thought you would ever do just continues to get marred over by your inability to stand up to Donald Trump. This whole Congress, and I know that I'm probably being extreme here. And I, honestly, I don't mean the whole Congress, because obviously there's people that are trying to do the right thing, that are trying to call truth to power. But I will say it. A lot of people that have been in Congress for way too long are just either not doing enough or have been there long enough with nothing being done that you're not the person anymore. That you're just not the person for the job anymore. Because all this shit happened under your watch for a long ass time and you haven't done anything. And many of these Republicans are just chicken shit of Donald Trump. Lindsey Graham dying. I don't know how many tears were actually shed besides from his own family, I'm assuming. But there's a perfect example of somebody that was in Congress for way too long, did such immense damage, and is remembered for that. Is absolutely remembered for that. He was not so secretly, but refused to confirm, a closeted gay man who, from all of the posts and reporting that's been done, would pay gay, sometimes transgender people to have sex and then vilify them, vote against them. It's pathetic. I am glad he is being remembered for the weasel that he is. But he is also an example of someone that is in power, has power, represents Americans for way too long. And why? I think it's two, if not threefold. One, because, and this is the most simplistic idea, name recognition, right? He's from a certain area. People like him. They're scared of the Democrats, that whole machine. And so they just vote Lindsey Graham all the time. And on the other, I think that there's obviously something going on behind the scenes with this Republican Party. It's pathetic. And so many people on both sides of the aisle need to go. They need to go. South Carolina's governor, though, has picked Lindsey Graham's sister to finish his Senate term. Some people are like, how is this allowed? Da, 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 da. Look, somebody needs to be in the position immediately. She's going to be there, till next month when they're going to have their election to replace him. And let's see who that's going to be, right? I mean, it is South Carolina we're talking about, but South Carolina just shouldn't be written off. You know, another example of just ridiculous, Tim Scott, right? The other South Carolina senator. It's people voting against their own best interests, being made a fool that everybody sees. So yeah, yes, Lindsey Graham's sister is going to be, what's her name? Darlene Graham Nordoni. She's going to be the person. I don't imagine her doing anything. Wouldn't it be funny though if she was like a closet Democrat? Wouldn't that just be so funny? Oh yeah, and then Mitch McConnell. That photo of him in bed with his in the hospital bed with his wife is total bullshit. Everybody knows that. Some people are saying it's AI. We live in a day and age where anything can be AI. I wouldn't put it past it. It does look fake as fuck, but the fact that Mitch McConnell gets to be on paid leave, on healthcare, on our dime, and you and I can't get that automatically, pisses me off so much. And I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Congress should have to have the same healthcare as the lowest income American can afford. That's it. They can't pay for more. They have to have the basic. What is the basic for Americans to afford? The lowest cost is what Congress should have max, so that they understand what it's like to actually live in America. I love this argument. Well, how are we going to entice the best and the brightest if we don't give them health insurance and we don't let them do this? And we don't. Good. I want the best and the brightest who understand what it's like to be me. I don't want the best and brightest in Congress that doesn't understand what it's like to be an American. I don't even understand how that's an argument. I don't ever understand when Mike Johnson and other people say that argument, how there is no pushback to that. Well, we have to pay them more. We have to raise their pay. How are we ever going to attract the right people? You know who the right people are? The people that understand Americans' pressures, Americans' costs, not people that need all of that shit taken care of so they run for office. How is nobody saying this? This is what drives me nuts about press conferences, since I used to be a reporter all the time. It is the obvious question, just like that chick asked Netanyahu, that great question at the end when there was no time. No, MFers, don't stop recording. Don't stop the interview until we get an answer. I'm going to John Ossoff it. You know what I mean? Let's go. What is the answer to that? Why should we want Congress people who are paid more than Americans, who get free health insurance that Americans don't get? Why do we want them representing us when they literally don't? When what they get automatically separates us because they get something we don't get. They can't possibly legislate when they don't feel the same pressure. It doesn't seem that hard to understand. And yet Mike Johnson says it with a straight effing face. Yeah, it just pisses me off. So yeah, Mitch, I think he's in a coma. I think that's an old picture of Mitch. I really do. I don't think that's that whole holding the newspaper that certain way. It was really weird. And, we can, whatever. Everybody's had 20 minutes on the phone with him. He seems to have 20-minute phone calls with people, but no, I want to hear from him. I want to see him. I want to see him working. If not, bye, dude. What the hell? He said he wasn't running for re-election. Thank God. But God, doesn't it, just on a side note, doesn't it piss you off every time? And I'm good. You can call me ageist if you want, but every single effing time I hear about a congressperson or a senator in their 80s saying they're running for re-election, it pisses me off. It does. It absolutely pisses me off. No. And I'm talking Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green. I don't give a shit. You're done. You are done. I do not care that you think you could still do the job. Train your replacement. Let's get it done. Because I am so freaking done with this country being represented by people that don't get it. And I think that there's empathy. I think there's ways you can understand, but there is no effing way that an 80-something-year-old feels the same pressures as somebody that's 35. Sorry, especially when you've been in Congress probably that long. Probably made money hand over fist. Ugh. Suanne has a good point. If Mitch is declared dead before August 3rd, a special election can be set up. They're hiding his condition until after then. Well, let's keep an eye on the calendar. Exactly. Vanessa, there's a mandatory retirement age for pilots and air traffic controllers. Why not Congress? Because they're making too much money. It's money. I really don't think, I want to serve my country. I'm a public servant. You're not a public servant. You're paid on the company dime, which is us. It's our money that we're paying you to get free healthcare and all kinds of crap, to get insider information so your stocks can go up. On a side note, just about money, did you guys hear about the teleprompter, who I'm wondering is still going to be working the speech tonight? Trump's teleprompter. Hilarious. Apparently he made $100,000 betting on Kalshi on Trump's speeches. And apparently during one of them, he actually changed or put down his bet because Trump skipped the part in the speech that the bet was on. people with insider information are so tempted to use it for their own gain. And you don't think somebody that's been in Congress, I don't know, most of their adult life, wouldn't do exactly the same shit? I mean, this teleprompter dude freaking did it. It's kind of genius. I mean, he's been listening to Trump's speeches forever. Apparently, regulators at the CFTC have expressed a willingness to settle with Mr. Perez and have discussed terms with him that would require him to give back his profits and refrain from making similar trades. Obviously, they're like, yeah, it's okay. Sucks you got caught, but it's okay. Don't worry about it. Like, who's going to check if he even turns in the money? It's absolutely ridiculous. So freaking stupid. All right, let's take it to California. I want to thank my friend Phineas for putting this on my radar today. And thank you, Phineas, for I had some computer issues that I was not aware of until Phineas's email about getting the page set up. But anyways, Phineas, thank you. Our own Governor Gavin Newsom back in the headlines, along with a 20-year-old affair. Rippey-Gibney was the former San Francisco City Hall aide who had an affair with our dear governor when he was mayor 20 years ago. And apparently she's like, you know what? It is time for me to spill the beans on this for the first time in an upcoming Vanity Fair piece. According to a source familiar with the matter. Rippey-Gibney, the hard one, intends to recount her perspective on the affair that rocked San Francisco politics in 2007 and has remained one of the most embarrassing moments for Newsom's life and career. Has it? Let me know in the comment. Newsom's obviously thinking about running for president. If not thinking, he's made the decision. He just hasn't made the formal announcement, which, going on record, again, for the millionth time, do not do it, Newsom. You do not have my vote. Unless you're, of course, the Democratic nominee, which I hope you're not. But anyways, does anybody care? Do you think a Vanity Fair piece 20 years after a well-known scandal is going to make any impact on Newsom? Especially with who we have in office. Now, I want to read you a little bit from this article about what Newsom said after the affair. Again, this was the wife of his former campaign manager, Alex Turek. Newsom acknowledged the affair, admitted that he engaged in a sexual relationship with the guy's wife. The guy resigned, of course, after confronting Newsom. And then Mayor Newsom held a news conference back then, 20 years ago. Now, wouldn't it be refreshing if people could do that now? Publicly apologizing, he described the affair as, quote, a personal lapse in judgment. He said, I want to make it clear that everything you've heard and read is true, and I'm deeply sorry about that. That statement alone, if I was Newsom and this story actually was getting legs, I would just play over and over again. And I would play it from the actual statement from back in 2007 or whenever. Like, this is what acknowledging something looks like. This is what being accused. And again, I'm not saying it's okay what he did. Okay, so let's just put a pin in that. But this is what it looks like when you take ownership of something. Yeah, I screwed my friend's wife. I was an asshole. I mean, of course, then he blames it on the alcohol, which, as I'm drinking my cocktail, doesn't excuse shit, right? Some people said he went to rehab. He actually clarified that he did not go to rehab. He said he sought counseling from Delancey Street Foundation, the president, Mimi Silbert. He stopped drinking for a period of time, and then now he drinks again. He doesn't think that it's not like he was saying, I'm an alcoholic and that's why I did it. He's saying, I was drinking at the time and I thought she looked good. No. I don't think it has any legs. I think if she was going to make money on this, I don't know how much Vanity Fair is paying for the interview, but that ship sailed a long ass time ago. You should have done it when he was running for governor the first time, right? Like, who gives a shit now? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know let me know if you agree. Now, there's people that don't like Newsom, obviously. Spencer thinks he's been a terrible governor. I think he's had highs and lows. I do. Look, you cannot take away where he stood with same-sex marriage and his place in history on that. I will also say with certain things, on one hand, I want to give him some environmental props, but him being in the bag with PG&E just negates all of that shit. Look, I would rather have Newsom as governor than Mike Lindell, who we'll get to in just a second. But I don't think that Newsom should be the Democratic nominee. Was his first wife a lapse in judgment, Kimberly Guilfoyle. If you've never seen the picture of Newsom and Guilfoyle on that rug in San Francisco, in that San Francisco spread, you got to check it out. It cracks me up every freaking time. Why doesn't Newsom just admit to being too horny? That's basically what it was. I mean, I'm not exactly, but look, apparently she was his appointments. She was on his staff too, by the way. She worked in his office. The wife did. Closely together. She's pretty. She's a good looking woman. But she's also bad too. And again, I don't want to play the tit for tat thing, but one person was in the marriage. One person wasn't. I would say the blame. Then there's also the power dynamics. Newsom is definitely in the wrong there. I think they just wanted a bone, in all honesty. Whether you agree or not, many would argue that Newsom is a good-looking man. And when he was younger, I would say probably more people thought he was a good-looking man. And so you have a good-looking man who's mayor of San Francisco, which, is a very high-power job. A lot of attention, rolling out the red carpet all around the city of San Francisco. And this chick freaking decided to screw the mayor and cheat on her husband. And the guy that should have been loyal, not only to the office, but to his friend, did it as well. It's total BS. They're both assholes. Thank you so much, Cindy, for the $10 donation. Thank you for your shows and hard work. Wish you could bring Pat on Thurston before the election. I'll reach out to Pat. See if we can do that. But yeah, it's, and again, thank you, Cindy, for the donation. Exactly, Agent Kitty. Boring. Look at everything else going on. The corruption and the pedo king and the explosive diarrhea salads. We'll get to that as well. Who gives a shit about a 20-year-old affair? Exactly. Like, I hate to bag on media, especially print media, because it's hard enough, but really, Vanity Fair, are we getting clicks? Is it, you really think? I think you'll get the most clicks from journalists that are going to be writing pieces about the piece. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think there's anybody clamoring for this. Like, oh, please tell me all about an affair we've all known about. So I don't know. I don't know who's going to read it. How many of you are planning on reading former President Joe Biden's memoir? He's coming out with a memoir. He put out a video. There isn't a book I want to read less. Does that mean? I mean, there's a lot of books I don't want to read. I wouldn't want to read a book about Donald Trump either. I've been through it. I don't need to read about it. Here is Uncle Joe Biden. And I love this tweet. It's like, oh, this is going to be good. Is it really going to be good? Or I'm really hoping that you're being tongue in cheek with this. So here's Joe Biden. Oh God. And listening to him speak.
Since I left the presidency, I've had a lot of people ask me, Joe, what have you been doing?
No.
I've been spending a lot of time with my family. I've been dealing with a cancer diagnosis, and I've been getting treatment, and it's been going really well. I want to thank all those who offered their prayers and support and well wishes. It's meant the world to me and to Jill. I've written a book about my time as president. It's called Promise Me America. It's coming out in November, and it's available for pre-order now.
No, thank you.
It's about the challenge we face as a nation, about the decisions I made, and why I made them.
You could tell he was upset about that one. Got passion.
Leading the country through COVID, rebuilding our economy, and restoring our democracy after the attack on January 6th.
I know.
Ending our nation's longest war in Afghanistan. Strengthening NATO. And supporting Ukraine. It's about why I chose to run for re-election and why I chose to step aside.
Mistake.
Most of all, it's about my faith in the promise of America. The promise we made to those who've gone before us is to honor their sacrifice. The promises we made to one another and to treat everyone with dignity and respect. And the promises we made to future generations of Americans to remain the beacon to the world. Promise Me America is about my faith in America and the American people. I hope you'll read it, and I hope it strengthens your faith in what we can do as a nation and a people.
Oh, God. It's, to use the word the kids use, it's so cringe. No, Joe. Nobody was asking for this. I know that obviously former presidents, they write their memoir. So I'm not knocking him for doing this. I'm not, obviously. We were there, Joe. Your initial nomination as the Democratic nominee for president was the first biggest mistake the Democratic Party made. And I said it back then. I was still on KGO. You should have never been the nominee because everybody could see the situation that we were in. Barreling towards, like I was just talking about with Congress members, too old. Oh, that's ageist. No, it's not. No, it's not. Why he chose to step aside. Everybody knows. Everybody watched it. Everybody watched that humiliating debate. Oh, God, I don't want to relive it. I sure don't want to read about it, even slower. Yeah, anybody. Well, not anybody. But I will also say this, and I still maintain it because I said it back then. I would weekend at Bernie's Biden before I would have ever wanted a second Donald Trump presidency. That's for damn sure. But no, I don't feel like there's going to be a clamoring for Joe Biden's memoir at all. So I don't see how this is going to help in any way, shape, or form his legacy. I think people are well aware. Oh, interesting. Tammy says, to be honest, I never liked him as presidential material, even in the olden days. I liked him as vice president. I thought that he was a good balance. Not balance. I don't even mean balance. Just a good partner to Barack Obama. But Barack Obama did not need one. Yes, obviously Biden severely has tarnished his legacy with the Anita Hill hearings and how he didn't believe her. Oh, thank you, Sandy, for the reminder. No, we're not excited about it, but let me just bring it up on one of my side things to see if he freaking talks on time, which he probably won't. But no, I don't feel like we need to regurgitate Joe Biden's life, especially towards the end. I think he did a great job getting us out of COVID. I do. He just wasn't the answer. I know. Oh, it's sunk. It's part of my soul, Phineas. Nikki, let it sink in. We have a rapist in the White House, SCOTUS, and Congress. It's insane what people are willing to put up with. Now, that's what else somebody was saying when we were talking about Newsom. They're like, really? I mean, let's put that story in perspective of where we live in 2026. Are we really that flustered? This is crazy. Are we really that flustered by a guy who had an affair 20 years ago and admitted to it and apologized at the time? Actually owned up to it? Didn't need to go through hearings? Didn't need to be, impeached? Didn't need to be, held in contempt of Congress? I screwed her. It's actually honestly, it's refreshing. In this day and age, it is so refreshing to have somebody in, I don't know, power that actually admits to the crap that he does. It's nice. It's nice to see it. All right, let me see if Fox News is actually even I'm assuming Fox News is carrying this crap. I hate clicking on their crap. I should just do ABC because they're just showing it online. I don't mean to support Fox News. What the hell am I doing? But yeah, I would think that's refreshing. Absolutely refreshing to have somebody that's running for office own up to the mistakes they made. Oh God, here we go. I see his mug, so let me see. Hold on. You guys bear with me for a second. All right, bear with me. Let's see if this actually works. Okay. Share the screen. Let's see. Is he going to talk? Is he not going to talk? On now. Here we go. Play. I need volume.
We are doing great.
Oh.
Less than 2 years ago, we inherited an economic and social disaster. After the worst inflation in 48 years, the wide open borders with millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, including criminals of all types, and 11,888 murders, many of whom killed more than one person. We had transgender for everybody, men and women sports, crime ravaging our cities, and the whole world was laughing at us as a nation. But not anymore.
Drink.
2 years ago, our country was dead.
Oh my God.
Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Drink.
America is respected like we have never been respected before. We have more money being invested in the United States than at any time in the history of our country. More Americans are working today than ever before. This week, it was announced that inflation saw the largest monthly decline in more than 6 years. Just happened. It was just given out. The media reported it. And we've kept it the best in 6 years. The tax cuts in our great, big, beautiful bill are saving hardworking families thousands and thousands of dollars, like with the provisions, no tax on tips, no tax.
1 second. We have to break into this nincompoop to say aloha. Oh, hold on. Aloha. You have to unmute yourself. You're on mute, my friend.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. We were taking bets, so whoever bet, Kim McAllister is here. So I did not text you or anything to hop on. You are doing this of your own free will, right, my friend?
I am indeed. I did get a message from Phineas who said, "Hey, come on, come say hi to Nikki."
Phineas, you cheated.
I decided that I would do that, and I'm sitting here on the lanai. You know, here's this crazy story, Nikki. We rented because the place my family normally rents in Maui is it burned down. It was a beach house in Lahaina, so had to find another place to stay. And I'm kind of panning around right here, but
is it better?
We rented this place, and 24 hours before we were to hop on the flight, we got a cancellation notice from the VRBO people saying, "Oh, we overbooked the first night, so we're sending back all your money." So meanwhile, we're all packed and we're, almost headed to the airport and we have nowhere to stay. So my sister's like, "We got to scramble." And she found this place. It's the Westin Nanea Ocean Villas. And we're not resort people. We're more like house people. But I'm telling you, this place is amazing. She managed to get this oceanfront place. So it's on the ocean, then there's grass, then there's sand, and then there's the ocean. And then next door is the massive swimming pool where they have what I think I sent you yesterday, I think that you would like, which is the drink of the day. Today's drink is Mr. Guava Guava. And that's delicious. Mr. Guava Guava. Although my mom thinks it's too expensive. It's $16 for a drink, the drink of the day.
Oh, you're in Hawaii. Come on, Mama. That's
at
fine.
Some point, you just got to fork it over, right? Yep. Yeah. Well, I haven't had a Mr. Guava Guava yet, but I might before the day is through. So we got this amazing place and the kids are having fun and my mom's, having fun hanging out with the kids. The kids went to the Kula Botanical Gardens up country and they caught geckos and they had a great time. They went to Paia, We went down to our
Ooh.
beach where I got married, which is Baby Beach, and we did a little swimming there. Jacob learned how to snorkel, which is huge because if anybody knows the story of Monterey and what happened there, his cousins kind of coaxed him into the ocean and told him how you can find out, you can look at the water and tell what's safe and what isn't. So he's been snorkeling and he's back in the sea and loving the ocean. And at this resort, they have these, this is the difference when you're at a resort versus a house. They have these daily activities. So Jacob learned how to make kukui nut leis and flower leis. And he brought his uke. And so he's been giving private concerts by the poolside. It's good. It's all good. We're having a good time.
Well, I love it. It looks like absolute paradise. Before you came on, we were seeing, if the grifter in chief was going to start spewing the same BS that he always does about the election. But seeing your paradise is way better than listening to that guy.
You know what's heartening about this is that the major networks like ABC and NBC, I think they're not covering this primetime speech. And I think it's really wise because in the past, when a president has stepped forward to say something, the nation listened, right? And every network carried it because that's what we do, right? We, as former members of the mainstream media, want to get the word out. When a president has something to say, we want to help get out the message. But this president opens his face and lies tumble forward. And now the media has smartened up. So we know when he's going to say something, and this is like the boy who cried wolf, right? So now you're going to use the power of the presidency to spout more lies, but everybody's hip to it. And now when you have something real to say, no one wants to carry it. No one wants to believe it because we all know that all you do is lie, lie, lie.
Exactly. I mean, we were saying like every time he lies, drink, but I started it and I was like, drink, 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 drink. It's like, we're so hot. We're the envy of the world. No, we are not. People put out like international travel warnings about coming here. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's the truth. It's the total truth. I don't think, if you look at the polls recently that have been taken about sentiment toward America and, European countries, do you feel like America is still a safe place to be, or, are backing out of NATO and all of that? The polling on America is no longer positive. It's not what it once was. How crazy is it that it happened in such a short time, or the dismantling of our reputation around the world?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, it's with him. I mean, we are the joke. He's like, oh, everyone's envious. Everyone is laughing at us. He's like, everyone was laughing at us before, but they're not now. Yes, they are. We are. Exactly. Like Vanessa says, we're the laughing stock of the world. You see it every time there's like this meeting of international leaders. They like look at him like, oh my God, there's the clown. It's embarrassing. And like, again, spewing the same regurgitated lie about the 2020 election is so effing old. John saying he's ordering the release of secret documents. Nobody gives a shit about your fake secret documents. Yeah, it sounds like the secret documents they just created. No,
what secret documents? You mean the secret documents that they kept hidden as part of the Epstein files that we'll never see?
Right, exactly. Like, why wouldn't we have these before? You were president then. At the time you lost the election, and then now you're president. Now you found them. It makes absolutely no sense. And he's just so awful. He's absolutely awful. And yeah.
Say hi, Mom.
Hi, aloha.
That's my mom.
Oh, I love that you guys are together. I think the funniest part of this whole entire trip, and I was going to say it, but then I thought it was going to be too mean when you sent me those pictures yesterday. I was like, oh, look how happy everybody looks without the husbands there.
That's hilarious. You made my mom laugh. Yeah.
But no, you guys look great. It looks so relaxing. And although we miss you, I'm so happy that you were able to call and join in because, again, it looks just so much like paradise. I wish I was there right now. Have you seen any of the fire, any results of the fire, anything, or are you not going over there?
So they have reopened much of Lahaina now. There's still the town where all the stores were along Front Street. Much of that's blocked off. You can walk down there and go see the banyan tree, although you can't walk through the banyan area anymore. But much of the area, like especially the residential spots, you can now drive through and you can walk to. So we drove by we call it the wedding house because it's where I got married. So we drove by there. The houses are it looks like the houses are burned, but it's been a couple years now, and so now it's kind of greenery and tropical foliage bursting up through the charred areas. So it looks like there was never even a house there.
Wow.
Right, because it's all just greenery popping through. But you can see the old rock walls made of lava rocks that lined the property, and you can see some of the things. So yeah, it's a lot of devastation still, but also a lot of rebuilding happening. And so it's kind of hopeful at the same time because this area is bouncing back.
I love to hear that. And thank you to Angel within the Bay Area for 2 $5 donations, but she's making a down payment for your mom for that drink. So get her Mr. Guava Guava.
Mom Angel just bought you a Mr. Guava Guava. Look at that.
There you go. There you go. Now it's not too expensive. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Oh, John saying Trump's gone off the deep end. I have no doubt about that. Well, thank you for checking in, my friend. Have that drink. Get more sunshine, and we will see you. So you're going to be back next Thursday, correct?
I will be. Actually, we're flying home tomorrow, so I'll see you. I'll see you on the Mark Thompson show starting Monday. The after party starting Monday, and of course, the Nikki Maduro show, rebranded, redone.
I haven't told them yet. I haven't told them yet.
Okay. I'll be very quiet.
Okay. Now they're going to ask a ton of questions that I'm going to have to answer. It's fine. But yes, we will.
I love you. Big changes are coming.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha. I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. That is Kim McAllister. Did you see those palm trees? I know. Okay. So no, we shouldn't dip into Trump anymore. It doesn't matter. We don't care. Okay.